Shut up and sit down.
Hello, everybody. The holiday, the one and only Thanksgiving has come and gone. We're back. It's still another wacky day. It isn't the right day. It isn't the right time. Things aren't the way they're supposed to be, but we're here, and it is episode 274 of Third Shift. I, of course, am Mr. Eric. With me today, as always, is the inglorious bastard himself, the depressor, the sadness man, Mr. Matt. Mr. Matt, I know you may be sad today, but you couldn't have been sad this last week because there was too much good stuff, too many things to put in the belly, and all the goodness. What'd you do? What's going on? Educate us, enlighten us.
I couldn't be sad any of the last 2 weeks because we didn't even talk about what we did last week. It was just like, hey, Thanksgiving time, bagoo. So like the weekend before that was even more stuff. I forgot to open the show notes, so I got to open it up right now to even remember all the things that I did. I know one thing I did outside of the video game world. Went and saw a concert by Kristen Chenoweth. You know her from a bunch of shows, but she's also, a famous Broadway singer. Went and did a whole bunch of holiday songs, Broadway songs, like her big famous one from Wicked. And that was phenomenal. It was great to go and see like a live performance on stage of a talented person doing a talented thing and showing off and be like, wow, this is what I've been missing for a year and a half, 2 years, however long it's freaking been. And then also that weekend went and saw Eternals, which I thought was pretty good once it got rolling. It took a long while for me to get invested, to get the story rolling, get the characters popping and doing all the things. Once it was there, though, I was like, that's pretty good. I like this. But I can see why people didn't like it, because it takes a long time to get to that point, and all kinds of stuff going on and doing all the things. And then it was it was Thanksgiving time. My favorite time of year, my favorite holiday in the world. And yes, it's not a bit, it's real. I'm still eating Thanksgiving leftovers, Eric. I brought some to work with me for lunch.
They said 4 days, Matt. 4 days later, you should probably toss your food out.
You know why that is, Eric. You know why that is. To force you to buy more food. That's why expiration dates are on things. They just don't mean anything. I've had eggs 4 weeks after the expiration date. They're still totally fine. Sometimes, yes, your milk goes bad like boom right away. Sometimes, it's just fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. So just, you know what? If you open up the container and you give it the sniff test and it smells like, whoa, you know the smell. Then yes, after 4 days, throw it away. If after 4 days you open it and that happens. After 4 days, I opened this. It was delicious. I had some more. It was the one thing that cheered me up today. I was at work miserable. I had my leftovers and I went, man, oh man, wow. Hey, my favorite casserole, my favorite stuffing, some turkey. Oh, wow, I'm alive. And then I went back in the room and I died again. But Thanksgiving itself, fantastic. Wonderful. Always is. Delicious turkey, the best cornbread and sausage stuffing, my favorite broccoli casserole, traditional green bean casserole, some taters, a delicious, like a Baskin Robbins, what is it called? A polar pizza, like peanut butter cup frozen ice cream pizza thing. Oh, it was wonderful. It was a wonderful Thanksgiving time. Black Friday, what'd I do? I sat around all day and played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Definitive Edition. And then Saturday, I went and saw Ghostbusters Afterlife, which was pretty damn good. Again, I can see why some people might not like it that much, but I think once it got rolling and once you were kind of invested with the characters, like I just said with Eternals, I had a blast with it. I had fun with it. I like original Ghostbusters. And this was like, well, this is the best way you can do Ghostbusters in the current day. This is the best way you could do it. Because you can't remake it, because they did that and everybody hated it. Now you kind of like continue on and like, okay, here, pay respects to the ones that came before, with Harold Ramis gone, this is the only way to do it. And I thought they did a good job. I enjoyed it. Just for me, I enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, that's fine, but I liked it. And then Sunday, what did I do all day? I played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Definitive Edition. What a fantastic experience. What a wonderful game. What a wonderful time. What a wonderful life that I lead. It was late Sunday. I beat that game. And I will say this, and I'll explain in a second. For the first time ever, I beat that game. How can that be, you ask, and I answer. Matt, who played hundreds of hours of it on PS2, it's because that last mission was ridiculous hard, and still is ridiculous hard, because you fight all the way up a building, then you have to fight all the way down a building while it's on fire, then you have to go on a car chase. And on PS2, I think they must have made it easier here, and they did it in a certain way. But all the driving missions, I feel like, are so much easier here. It's so much harder to get caught on one piece of geometry and then stuck, and then all the vehicle you were chasing is gone. You failed the mission, that's over. And in that mission, if you fail at any part, you got to start all the way over again from the very beginning. I did that twice. I made it like up and then started down and failed. Started all over. Up, down, got to the car chase, failed. This is on PS2. And I went, okay, I don't care. Cheats. Infinite health cheat. Okay, now up, down, I don't care. Just got to do the car piece. And I beat it. But then forevermore, when I would load up that save, it would say, hey, warning, this save used cheats at one point. So this time I beat it clean, for real. But in the definitive edition, there are checkpoints. Once you go up and you start your way down, if you die on the way down, you just start going down again. You don't have to start from the very beginning. I think if you screw up the driving thing, then you do have to start from going all the way down and then do the driving thing again, which kind of sucks. But since the driving it feels a lot easier in this version, I never screwed it up. I went through the very first try on that part. And I also was smart and did the firefighter missions. So when you're going down on fire, you don't have to put out any fires. Just run through them. You're fireproof. It's awesome. Let's see. Other video game stuff I did. Because I felt so bad when we did the Game Awards, Best Indie Game, and it was Inscription, which I hadn't played much of, Death's Door, which I hadn't played much of, and Loop Hero, which I hadn't touched at all. I had just bought and downloaded it. I went, I got to at least play Loop Hero. And I started up, and I played it for a handful of hours, 2 or 3 hours. That game is just as great as I thought it would be. It's a little slower paced than I was picturing, but it's also fun to just start up a game and go, okay, well, my hero's going on his loop. I know he's good for this one loop. So I'm just going to sit back, do something on the phone, drink some coffee, and then, oh, he got a battle. Oh, some items came out. All right, hang on, pause. Equip, move this over here, place that down there. All right, boop. And then just let him go. And then when you hear the combat stuff come up, like, oh, okay, here I go. Analyze, put this here, do that there. That's been a lot of fun. Also, I was playing around on my Vita for some reason, and I know I was close to the end of Tearaway, which is that papercraft game where, like, you are in the world via the touch screen and the camera and all the tilting of the thing. And I went, I got to be close to the end of that. And I was pretty close, maybe a couple hours away from the end of it. So I played and beat that. A really fantastic time. I wish I had played it from start to finish, like not all in one go, but all, over a week or something. Because having the breaks from it, I was like, this is so much fun. I mean, it was cool to get back into it and remember all the cool things you can do. But like to kind of see the story of you and this little avatar that you're controlling. When it got to the end, I was like, man, I want to play through this again so I can experience that, have that bond with them. Because it's kind of like back and forth with you and them. And I won't spoil the ending or anything. But I was like, man, I kind of want to just do this all over again. I didn't. But I was like, man, what a great game. What a fantastic little game that I had never heard of before I think I bought it on PS4, and then they went, hey, the Vita version's even cooler, so I got it there. And it was very cool. What a fun time. And I also started up a little bit of The House and Fata Morgana, which is a visual novel on PS4 that I got the hard copy of via Limited Run Games. A weird, dark, so far just kind of dark-themed visual novel. Nothing's really happened yet, but I play that in little chunks. I do a few chapters and kind of bounce out and then play some more Grand Theft Auto. But I feel like that's all I've done these couple weeks. It's been a fantastic couple weeks, and I think I've been rocketing up to the moon so high, especially with Grand Theft Auto. And every time I play that, every time I touch it, it's fantastic and it's fun. I told you offline, I'm going to tell the people here, I have to 100% complete that game. And I made a checklist. That's the one thing I did. I printed out a checklist of all the things. And I started checking them off. I'm like, wow, I'm only like 10 things away. And some of them are multi-level, like do all 12 levels of the firefighter missions, do all of the trucking missions or whatever. But when you see that big checklist of all these boxes and you check off 80% of them, not even 8%, 90% of them, why the hell wouldn't you just finish it up? Why wouldn't I just do it? So I'm going to do it. And it's going to be fun. And it's going to get me out of the funk. Because I'm in the funk right now. But every time I'm not in the funk land, it's great. And that's what I'm going to do. What about you, Eric? Hey, how was your 2 weekends and your special holiday and all your fun times?
Oh man, it was very much way more boring, Matt. Sorry. I did not have all the fun times and all the fun things that you did. Now I will say, the weekend you saw Eternals, I did also go see Ghostbusters. And I too enjoyed it. I wish there were more ghosts. As I told you off air, that was my only shtick. I wish there had been more ghosts. They didn't really come till the end. And then it was just like a 7-minute shtick with them, basically. And they weren't even the primary focus anyway. And I was like, well, no, I wanted this like earlier. You know, I was hoping for like an introductory one to kind of gnash their teeth on. And then I was hoping they would kind of start busting ghosts for a little bit.
Yeah, you wanted kind of that, that original Ghostbuster scene of like, well, we had our first big adventure and now we're building up our skills and we're ramping it up.
To the big dog.
We're flying around town grabbing ghosts and everyone's going, what's going on in my barn?
As you built to the big one that you were going after in the first place, then it would be like, okay, they're getting some quick and dirty experience. They understand what's happening at this point, and it was still working towards the ending, which, like I said, I enjoyed, had a good time with. The one time there was that one scene that I didn't really think needed to be in there with the Paul Rudd and her when they got the dog, the thingy, the demons or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, this one didn't do it for me. It kind of fell flat, and I was like, I don't really know why they did that part, but okay, cool. That part was a little off, but the rest had a good time with. I thought the gal who was the main actress, the girl.
Yeah.
She just sold it. She really made the show. All of her little crackhead jokes and whatnot were really hitting and just doing what they needed to do. It was overall a good time, and I hope that they continue the series and then get back to kind of its roots again, though. And they kind of hinted maybe it could happen.
Right.
So we'll see.
I kind of want this to be the door closed on the nostalgia part. And if they do it again, it's kind of like, hey, the franchise is starting up in this area. Here's a ghost story in Los Angeles with these characters. Here's a Chicago ghost story with those dudes. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So hopefully it comes to fruition. Obviously, it's going to depend on what the sales are like for this particular movie. And the last one didn't do well, so who knows about this one? I don't. So that's what I did that particular weekend. And then mixed in there, video game-wise, throughout the last 2 weeks, I got onto Halo Infinite, was playing that some. Not a bunch, because my computer that can play it just has problems. It has problems. I don't understand these problems, but it'll play it one day, no problem. Then the next day, it just instantly goes, and then shuts the stuff off so it doesn't overheat. And I'm like, I don't understand. So what I think is happening is I think somehow the onboard graphics card, like the crappy one that all computers come with, is overriding the whatever's in there. It's a 270 or something like that. I don't know. Up in the laptop, whatever the 270 equivalent is for the laptop, it's overriding it. And so sometimes that one will go try to load the game in, and obviously it can't do it, so it instantly goes crazy. And then sometimes it doesn't, and the actual graphics card that's in there, that's supposed to handle everything, gets it, and then I can play it no problem. I don't know how to fix that. I don't even know why it's doing that, because it's not every time. Yeah. So, just confusing.
It seems strange. Like, there'd have to be a way to load it like a certain way, but I'm sure you're just clicking on the icon on the desktop.
I just go to the Xbox, pass thing and click on it. And like I said, half the time it works, half the time it don't. But when it don't, I instantly get angry and just say, okay, I'm not going to play games on here. I'll just watch shows instead. So I want to get more time in it. Let me tell you, it's really awesome. You've heard everybody gushing about it, but I'll tell it to you too. Halo Infinite, man, right back to the core. They know what's up. They went back. You feel like you're in that cool arena shooter again, flying around the map, tons of health because you got your shield, before you get to the HP. So if you get engaged, it's not like instant death. You can be like, oh, I'm getting shot. Oh, man. Oh, let me turn around and throw a grenade or do something, anything before you die, which I've always loved. I hate not having a chance because I'm not really good, at the first-person shooters. I'm not like the worst, but if I don't have a chance, like if it's one-hit kills, I just suck. I'm never the guy that first sees the enemy. I'm always, oh, crap, I just got shot. And then I can jump around and maybe get something going.
You can always like slide and duck and dodge because you know the level well.
Yeah.
But if it's just like, three round burst and you're dead.
Yep.
I'm in the same boat. I never am the one who sees the little pixel of the person coming, or I'm turning the corner so I automatically ADS to point to where I know enemies are usually at. I can't ever do that. I can't do it.
Yeah, and that's what I was just about to say. Is they're all like ADS and no scoping, freaking just they're already like anticipating the angles at which most people come through doors and or do whatever. So instantly they're shooting at me, and without the shields and everything, I'm a goner. So I love this one because I get to actually shoot back. Even if I die, at least I got to engage, which makes you feel a little bit better. Like, oh, I put some rounds down on this guy. If you come around the corner, you can finish him up. And if you don't, oh well. But this is the best part is you go run and hide somewhere, and then whoop, shields go back up, and you're like, all right, we're ready to roll again, no problem. So I like it. I hope to play more of it. I just have to get this laptop cooperating with me. Because obviously I can't get the main PC with that graphics card. I've been hunting, and I still cannot get a graphics card to save my life. I don't understand it. You'd think I'd have better luck since I can get apparently like 17 PlayStation 5s. But you know.
What you got to do is there was something, gosh, what was it? I entered some kind of sweepstakes over the weekend. You know, some brand that I follow sent me a thing. And it was like this computer with this badass graphics card and this and this and this and this and a whole nother monitor and 2 monitor setup and all this. And I was like, man, watch me win this computer with this badass graphics card in it. And Eric will still never get a graphics card for 5 years. So you got to enter sweepstakes, man. Cash in your Microsoft points or your whatever and use that luck that's failing you here in a different way.
Oh, I did. Yeah. AMD sent out one of those bad boys.
Oh, so that's what it was. It was from the Game Awards and AMD. That's right.
So I registered for that one. And then there's one more. I'm trying to think of it. NVIDIA or somebody themselves did one recently, and I got into that one. So I'm in 2 of them currently. Both of them are supposed to go, in the next few weeks, and we'll see. Well, maybe it'll be time, and I'll get lucky. Until then, it's been rough doing Far Cry 6. Obviously, Halo Infinite, just as I explained. So those have kind of been hit and miss recently. And then this weekend was, of course, Thanksgiving. This last weekend. Family came up, had a great time, deep fried the turkey, but we had to get a brand new turkey fryer because one of the individuals that had mine was supposed to come up with it. He wasn't able to make it because their dogs wrecked it crazy. Whole story. So we had to buy a new one. I had to cook it with the new one. It didn't work quite the way mine works. They liked the turkey. I personally thought it was a little drier than I like. But everybody else seemed to enjoy it, or at least said they did. And so, whatever. It was a good time. All the other stuff was there, all the secondary fixings, as Matt says, all that good stuff you got to have. And then you just turn into this giant, awesome heaping plate of mess and just gravy and everything else. And woohoo! Yes.
That's kind of become my favorite part with the leftovers, because I'll bring like Thanksgiving to work with me, but I don't have like I'm making a hand gesture to people, like a long plate-sized Tupperware to make it like a plate. So I kind of put it in a bowl, and I kind of segment it out, like, a lock and lock bowl or a Tupperware bowl. And then, like, the turkey's got to go on top. And then by the time I carry my bag into work, everything's kind of like, like when you're a kid, you have your potatoes and your stuffing and then your corn and your gravy, and you just stir it all up, and everyone goes, "What are you doing? You're stupid." That's sort of what happens. I mean, it's the big chunks are segregated, but that middle bit, it gets all just like stirred up, and it's like, I'm detecting notes of broccoli casserole in this one. And there's a green bean with a crunchy fried onion bit on it. And some sausage from the stuffing as well.
A little piece of turkey escaped. Oh, look, it's in my mouth now.
Fantastic.
Yes, I enjoy that part of the meal as well. I'm not them weirdos who can't mix their foods. Like you said, for me, I don't mind. A little bit of this gets a little bit of that, a little bit of this. I don't care. It's all good to me. I'm down for it. So, of course, that happened. Company stayed till the end of the weekend. They left. Some game time was still had, and that was mainly, as you've been doing with your Grand Theft Auto, Persona, Strikers has been my focus. So I've been in there almost every night trying to put it on an hour or two at least and making progress. Gosh, I'll tell you, I've said it a million times, this game is so good. But then every time it's like, all right, but then you hit a brick. And it's like, oh, you hit a brick. Do you want to go grind? No, I don't want to go grind. I'm done grinding. Now, thankfully, I've gotten to the point where I'm good enough to where regular bosses and stuff don't do this to me anymore. But it did the whole, hey, here's all the optional bosses. Here's all the mega things to get ultimate weapons and ultimate abilities and all the things. You can go do that, or you can just finish the story. And I was like, well, naturally, I want to go get the ultimate weapons and do all the things, because it's just 4 of them. Smoked. Just smoked. Do you want to go grind? Do you like to just kill bad guys for hundreds of years over and over and over? Yes, but no. I want to finish this game. So the other day, I started what is supposedly the last dungeon, and I suspect will be the second to the last dungeon, but you'll immediately go into the last dungeon, sort of scenario typical, kind of with the Persona series. Got about halfway through it, and got to about 3rd or 4th save point, so I'm getting deep in there, and I'm like, once again, as I told Matt, should I stop, jump out? Is this where I stop and jump out and go grind and do what I gotta do and get these optionals? Or do I just click that button 1 or 2 more times and beat the game and be like, all right, that was good enough? And I'll tell you, I want to get the optional bosses, but I want to just beat the game because I want it done and under the belt before the end of the year so it can be in the contender list for, all the games, et cetera, et cetera.
I feel like you have to beat those optional bosses, though. I get what you're saying, because I would have the same dilemma as well. But are you ever going to play this again, Eric?
No, probably not.
You got to go do those optional bosses then. So you can just be like, I did it, and just, it would be like closing your laptop. I got to slam that book, and boom, I'm done. Persona 5 Strikers, I did it all, other than all the ridiculous, crazy achievement
any
stuff.
of the weird achievements
but
that I'm not
I
doing.
did the realistically achievable things, boom, we're done.
I agree.
And you could always have 2 saves. One, like right before hey, I saved here, and this is where I'm going to go do the optional bosses. Oh, it's getting to be like December 15th. All right, backup save over here. I went straight to the end. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, I saw the end. I know what's going to happen.
I can say I saw the ending and can have an opinion on the game in its whole.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think will probably happen because, you're right. It just feels like you don't complete unless you get those optional bosses and get the cool stuff done.
Yeah.
Especially since they become personas, obviously, if you choose to make them personas, because you only get the recipe for them, then you got to go get the right personas to fuse them into the the shtick to actually make them what you want. So that's what I've been doing. I think I played a couple other things, but they're nothing special, Matt. I shouldn't say that. Battlefield 2042 is new, and it was really cool.
How rude, Eric. How could you disrespect Battlefield and Diablo 2 like that?
But
man,
their games, Diablo 2 is just my crack. That's just what I play. Hey, I want to watch streams and let my brain go away. I've said it already. That's what I play. I don't need to talk about it. And Battlefield is what I play with the family, but right now they're all, except for Jared, my brother, everybody else is all mad about it and don't want to play now. And so I'm kind of just like, I'll just play when Jared wants to play. And, other than that, I don't worry about it or think about it. So that's it in a nutshell. I probably have missed a few things, but you know what? I don't have a great memory. So that's it. That's it.
That's it. And that's almost it here because it's a weird night of recording. We have a limited time to get stuff done. I was going to say we'll do the wrap up and the catch up and then do some releases real quick. I don't even think we have time for releases. So I'm springing. Oh,
I want to tie in the one thing we will do, and we'll make it super fast because we're not going to get a chance. The Game Awards is next week on Wednesday. So next time we talk to you on Properly Thursday, we're going to be talking about what happened and everything. It's going to be a crazy show. I just want the one thing you want to see, Matt. One thing you want to see at Game Awards. Doesn't have to be all long and elongated or anything. Just what do you want to see there? It can be realistic or your dream. I don't care.
I was thinking about this earlier because I was like, that's a quick and easy topic. And I thought, what do I want to see that's coming up? And I'm stretching this out because I'm trying to remember the name of one thing. I went on this RPG site.
I can go before you if you want me to.
No, I'm going to explain it first to explain why I have no answer, and then you can go, and then I can see if I can look it up. But I went on this RPG site that I follow, and they're like, what's your most anticipated RPG for 2022? And I went through that whole list, and there was 2 games on there that I wanted to see. One was Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. I'm excited for that. But you're not going to see more stuff about that. It's just going to be that. And this other one, I can't remember what it was. Damn it.
There's this,
but I just sprung one out of my brain that I remembered. That wasn't the thing that I voted for, but Project Triangle Strategy is coming out, I think, around March of next year.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see a bigger, more detailed story trailer on that one. I want to know who these characters are because I don't remember right now. If I did know that, I don't remember what their whole spiel and gimmick is. Maybe that's the one. That's the only thing I can think of because they're most anticipated games I don't care about. Anything else that's coming out, I don't know or care about. So just give me that.
I got one real quick that you should care about, and maybe it'll help jog your memory. I don't remember the name of the game, but we both follow it. It's an homage to Chrono Trigger. It's got beautiful, updated 16-bit type graphics. And they've been posting all sorts of stuff on the Twitters lately, like with how they do their ray tracing and their suns and their night and day cycles and some of their character moves that mix together. It's like not Burn Star. No, it's not Burn Star. Shining Star, Shining something.
It's Sea of Stars.
It's Sea of Stars. That's it.
I don't follow them on Twitter, but I'm in their Discord, so I see that stuff there all the time. That's why it wasn't clicking right away. Yeah.
You should be wanting that to be shown. And
that's one. That wasn't even on that list. That's an RPG, maybe because it doesn't have a definitive release date.
It doesn't have a definitive release date yet. Yeah.
I would love to see more stuff on that, even though I've seen some back-end stuff. I'd like to see a full, high-quality trailer of that.
Exactly. And then, of course, real quick for me, Square's got me. Oh, they've just got me by the eyeballs, by the hair, by whatever you want them to have me by. They got it. They got me. They've got the possibility of FF16 that they could show us some more of. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. They've got FF7 Remake Part 2 that they could possibly show us some of, because they've been heavy in development for a year and a half now on that sucker. So who knows? Maybe we'll get something there. They could show me some of the stuff on that now positive, for sure happening, Chrono Cross Remake. And some people are saying it's a remaster, some people are saying it's a remake. For sure, Chrono Cross something's happening and being redone about it. I love Chrono Cross, you all know this. So they could show me something on that. I'd be happy, which is what I hear is going to happen. So right now, and Forspoken. Forspoken's something they're working on still, which I'm interested in, not sold on, but interested in. So right now, Square. Anything Square, I'm going to be sitting up in the seat. I'm going to be doing the jiggles. I'm going to be texting Matt like a little squirrel girl on Friday night. Like, ticka, 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 ticka. It's going to be a good time. And I can't wait to, of course, gush and or complain to everybody on Thursday with what I loved and or was mad about, especially if, like last year's, remember Last of Us 2 getting all the rewards, like everything, period. Oh, God.
Well, here, I thought of another one, too, because I kickstarted Sea of Stars, and there's another RPG that I kickstarted that's an homage to Suikoden, because it's made by some of the Suikoden devs. I think it's called Eiyuden Chronicles. I get monthly updates from Kickstarter. They're always so long with all these character designs and like stuff in English and Japanese all about them. And it's very cool and it's very awesome. But it's so long that I don't have time to read it. It comes through while I'm at work and I go, oh, cool. Hey, Matt, can you help me out with it? Okay, yeah, never mind. I would love to see if they are even close to it. A trailer, more details on that. If we're just going to go RPG nuts, that's another one right there. Because I think it's that HD 2D style. Anything in that style. Just show me anything that looks beautiful in a 2D pixels and shiny little sprite men. I love it.
There you go, everybody. RPGs are our shtick. We're looking forward to it. Next week, you'll hear about it, and it's going to be a good time. Can't wait. Excited.
And I'm going to jump in with my mini topic that I thought of. What's your favorite Thanksgiving thing? Thanksgiving side, turkey, what is it? Go, give it.
Oh, God.
Come on.
Turkey, period, is the favorite thing. And a close second is baked beans, baby. Homemade baked beans.
I'm not a big baked beans guy, but I can imagine that being pretty good. I'm going to say it's not a secret. I mentioned it earlier. My mom's broccoli casserole that she makes, because the broccoli is nice and soft and not like chewy, but like in a good way. Mm-hmm. And then it's all cheesy and delicious. But then inside of it, you get slivered almonds. So you get cheese and delicious and goop and like, that gooey casserole feel and soft broccoli to just munch on and then crunch. And it just feels good on your teeth, on your tongue. And it's just, and then it just tastes fantastic. So there's that too. And then, like you said, turkey is like my favorite bird. It's my favorite meat to eat. I love turkey. I even like dry turkey. Sometimes I like it when it's drier, even better, because you just put it in, you're just chewing, it's like, turkey. Just, turkey is just eating me. It's eating me, and I'm eating it. It's great. I love it.
Fantastic, folks. Well, it was a short one, but unfortunately, due to some constraints and things, we got to cut it here. We got to end the show early because I got to roll and get my daughters to dance class like a responsible human being.
And then tomorrow we got to.
Yes, that was the constraint, but we didn't have to tell the people that.
Okay, I'll cut that part, or I'll beep it, and then Steve Cadwallader will go, "What are you talking about?"
What happened?
But if you do want to contact us and wonder what happened, let us know via the email, thirdshiftme@gmail.com, on the Twitter machine at thirdShiftME, and find us on Facebook under Third Shift. Do it. Do it quick. Go.
That's right. Do it quick. Get over to that Facebook. Check it out. And then while you're over there, hey, head over to the Patreon. Oh, man. We treat it like a tip jar. Throw $5 a buck, $100, all the bucks, $1 million, in which case we'll open up the grocery store and change our lives forever. You all can do that, or you can just go give us a 5-star rating and make us feel so dang good, just like last week for Thanksgiving. What a wonderful thing that was. I can't wait to see that and feel that again. I'm still full from it, but man, I'll get hungry again soon. Just saying.
And I swear to God, next week, which will be on the 9th of December, not November anymore, December, we'll be back with an actual real episode for you guys with releases. And then we'll talk about what we saw at the Game Awards, what we're hyped for, what we're excited for, what we just don't give a crap about, and how mad we are with all the results. We'll be back with that. You can find that on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Podbean, on Spotify, and on YouTube. And as I always say, if you like what we're doing, you'd like to help us out, please give us a like, a rating, review, comment, a subscription, any kind of good thing on any one of those good services, because it does help us out. We really do appreciate it. Go!
Oh, we really do appreciate it, just like we appreciate that 5-star reviews I was telling you all about. And yes, we will come back next week, full throttle, well prepared for a full show, doing the proper chopper, as I like to say. But until then, everybody, there ain't nothing else to say except for...
Don't forget to save. Improper chopper going down.
Shut up and sit down.